Hello, everyone. It's your friend Tristan Miller. I'm just here to inform you that I'm recording my first stand-up comedy album and special on May the 4th in New York City at Caveat at 4 p.m. You can go to the link in my bio on my social media platforms, or you can go to caveat.com, go to May the 4th, and buy tickets there. Highly recommend that you get them early as they are cheaper that way. Also, after the show, I'm going to go, Phantom Menace is playing in theaters. So I'm going to take a big group to go to the nearest AMC or whatever Cineplex and go see my favorite Star Wars movie. I'll say it with my full chest. My favorite Star Wars movie in theaters again. So hope to see you at both things. If you have to pick one, just pick my show, please. I would like to sell out the house if possible. Anyway, love you. Hope to see you soon. Okay, bye-bye. Coming soon to theaters, podcasts, film reviews, and so much more. Available at tristanmiller.substack.com.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Focus Testing, a podcast about movies where we make a movie. My name is Tristan Miller, and joining me today is the wickedly talented Alice Dettmer. How are you, Alice?
Hi, I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm in a really good mood. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to play with you.
Yeah, goof around, have a fun, goofy time.
Mm-hmm.
You and I met doing an improv class, and you're also a stand-up comedian. When did you start doing that?
Oh my God. So I've been doing stand-up. Wow. I think I really officially started doing stand-up back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And then COVID kind of steamrolled everything, and as it does. And so I've been actually doing stand-up for I want to say almost 2 years. Like I picked it back up around like August of 2022, and I've just been doing shows and stuff ever since. And I've met a lot of really, really amazing people in especially like the Brooklyn comedy scene, but in general in New York. I mean, it's an absolutely vast network of people, and I'm just really happy, and I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
I'm glad. Yeah, it is. It can be really lovely, and it is huge in a way that, like, as someone who went away and was involved with the comedy scene that was a lot smaller and then came back, I was like, oh my God, if you go to Queens, no one knows who you are. If you go to Brooklyn, no one knows who you are. It's like so fascinating how everything's segmented, but
yeah, even like when I was in school in Boston, it's like there are a lot of stand-ups in Boston, but it's such a smaller scene. It literally feels like there are like 30 people in it, whereas here it's like there are 30,000. But that can also be kind of cool because it gives you more opportunities to like test out the same material if you really need to, or get in front of like a lot of different audiences, which I really appreciate.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I guess that's a very positive and good perspective on that.
But enough yapping about business.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here's the thing. This podcast isn't about stand-up comedy. That's every other podcast. This podcast is about movies, which is what every other podcast is about. What was your first memory of being in the cinema?
My first memory of being in the cinema?
Yeah.
Oh, being in the cinema. I heard you. So I think this is my first memory, perhaps, of being in the cinema, but I've been told that the first time I ever went to the movies was when I was about 2 years old, and we went to see a Winnie the Pooh spinoff called Piglet's Big Adventure. And I was so fucking excited to be there. And I was so excited to see Piglet. I swear to God, I like almost tore that movie theater down. I apparently got on top of the seats and like started like jumping up and down and screaming for Piglet and like singing along to all of the Winnie the Pooh songs. Oh. Carly Simon, did you know this? This is an actual fact. Carly Simon, like the very famous singer songwriter, she wrote all of the for the Winnie the Pooh movie Piglet's Big Adventure, and she says that it was like Disney just like wasn't rolling with the stuff that she was putting out, even though she's literally Carly Simon. But Yeah, she described it as one of the most difficult projects for her to work on. That's the first time
Jeez.
that I was in the theater per se.
Mm.
Although I think like the earliest one that I actually remember might be something related to either like Shrek or like The Incredibles or something like that. I think The Incredibles was when I was like 5, so there's probably obviously like I went to the movies a lot earlier than that, but that's like one that sticks out to me because I remember being really transported by The Incredibles.
Hmm.
5-year-old me was really transfixed by that film.
It's a great picture. It's a fantastic picture. It's very
Yeah.
funny. I've yet to see the second one. Is it any good? I
Oh,
wonder
it
to
was
myself.
good.
Is it
Yeah, there's
good?
like a lesbian subplot. Yeah, it's really good.
That sounds good.
Um, well, there isn't like a lesbian. Yeah, there isn't like a lesbian subplot like per se. There's just like a second where like there's like the antagonist and Mrs. Incredible, and you're like, are they like, what's going on here? Are they like about to like hook up? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. For sure, for
but
sure.
and I just remember seeing that with my friend Ryan, and we both looked at each other. We were both like, "What's going on in this scene?" Yeah, honestly, it is a really, really good movie. I would highly recommend watching it. I'm an Incredibles head, so
Incredibles head. That's very good. What is your go-to cinema snacks? Do you have any like secrets for us to try?
you know what? I'm a big fan of just bringing whatever food you want to eat into the cinema. I mean, I I'm not like a giant like junk food person, and so I really like sometimes I'll just go for like the classic like popcorn and butter. But you want to be careful because I have a really small bladder, and so if you eat too many salty foods, you're gonna have to drink too much water. If you drink too much water, you're gonna have to pee. So I'll really just do like popcorn and butter, or I will just fully bring like whatever damn food I want, just put it at the bottom of my bag. Bagels,
A
sandwiches.
rotisserie
One
chicken
time,
comes out.
actually, this is a actually speaking of, yeah, I have had like friends, several of my close friends, like people in my life that like I really care about and care about me, have been like, Alice, we love you so much. We hate watching you eat because we hate we hate watching you eat because we hate the way that you touch food with your hands and eat it. I guess I just kind of eat like a primate.
Your life's like
I literally like that's but like that's when you said rotisserie chicken, that's kind of what it reminded me of because I do fully love to be like, oh, I love a rotisserie chicken, da, da, da,
uh
and just go to town. And they're like, and so like a few of my best friends, like people I've been friends with since I was like 14, have been like, Alice, we hate watching you eat. And so I've had to learn to pick up the fork. Um, but yeah, I one time brought in a whole apple pie to share with my friends. I think that was actually when we went to go see Love, Simon.
Did
Like
I
my
tell
freshman
you?
year, like when my freshman year of college, we went to see Love, Simon, and I guess I wanted to really celebrate this internship that I got that I was really proud of. So we all shared like an apple pie in the theater while watching Love, Simon.
That rules. I'm sorry. Nothing more American than that. That's so good.
Yeah.
Have you ever slapped a slice of cheddar on top of an apple pie?
Oh my God, no. That
It's
totally just reminded me that you're from the Midwest and Midwesterners do weird shit like that.
it's really good. I mean, have you ever had apples and cheese? It's great.
Well, I guess like yeah, on like charcuterie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
that's a long-winded answer to my movie snack is basically anything because I love food.
Bring an apple pie in. Don't tell Alamo Draft House, but do it anyway. Just like have it appear. Just sneak it in. It's fine.
Well, why the fuck are you charging me $25 for chicken wings on top of the movie ticket price?
Oh, it's because they only make money on the food. We all know this. But yeah, I it is okay. Not to be okay. Let me be a boomer here for a second.
Okay.
I remember dollar theaters. Do you remember? Did you have a dollar theater in your hometown? Aren't you from New York though?
Well, yes, I don't think we had dollar theaters. I mean, so no, I mean, I think, I mean, no, I don't think we had dollar theaters.
This is all to say, movies have gotten too expensive. The whole point of a movie is this. You can't afford to see the theater, so you go to a movie
Yeah.
instead. And now they're both expensive, and everything's
Mhm.
worse.
Yeah, I was actually hanging out with a friend yesterday and he was like, I never go to the movies. And I was like, why not? And he's like, it's too expensive. But I'm
Mhm.
like, I think so much, I don't know. It's like I actually don't know if you know this. I was a film major in college and I
Mm.
do feel very passionately about like the experience of movie going and going to see something in a cinema and like experiencing it for the first time in that kind of apparatus with people around you. There are some movies that I'm just like, I'm so glad that I saw that in a group setting and had this kind of like, like communal experience with these people in this kind of like dark. I'm not about to call it I almost called it a womb-like setting, and then I was like, bring it back. Like that's just
No,
me
womb
being
like is
stupid and
fine.
academic. But I feel very passionately about like the movie going experience, and I do think that like I don't know. It is definitely like very expensive, but
Oh yeah,
I
it's
don't know,
worth
it's
it.
worth it.
I think
A friend
so.
of yeah.
Go ahead. You said a friend.
Sorry, I was gonna say a friend of mine works at uh not Film Forum, but like one of those other like really small theaters where like the whole point is like, accessibility and like seeing movies not on like the bigger screen, but seeing them like how they were originally made, like in the 70s and 80s.
Mm.
And like one thing that I love about New York is that it's like you don't have to go and just see like fucking Superman or Green Lantern in the theaters. Like you can go and like have these like, really like interesting intimate. I'm completely rambling, sorry. But I just think like, we like it is important for us, like especially to be like supporting our indie theaters right now,
100%. Yeah. Go to Village Cinema East or something like that. Yeah, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, I agree. I think there is something very like it's communal. There's something again to womb like I think is fine. But no, I think there is something divine about getting together and all focusing on the same thing. I think that's why church works, that's why plays work, that's why music works. It's like we have that
Hmm.
built into our DNA. And I think
Hmm.
going to the cinema also, it's like there was, for example, when May December came out, right? There was all of this
That movie's
controversy
crazy.
surrounding on whether or not it was a comedy. And everyone who saw it in the theater says it's a comedy, and everyone who watched it at home says it's a drama. And
I
so
saw it
it's
in the theaters and I did not think it was a comedy.
interesting. You and I are misaligned on this. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Um, but we can't let this podcast evolve into that. We have to move forward.
Okay.
But my
So
point
sorry.
being, no, 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 you're fine. It's just like I just don't want to bring up discourse from what 4 or 3 months ago. I don't know. But I want to because I want to know your opinion on it because I think it's an interesting point. But anyhow, the point I was attempting to make was like I think there is something so unique and special about seeing it with an audience that it does change the piece of art itself. You know.
Yeah.
hmm That's all.
No, I just agree with your point. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So, do you want,
Good.
good. It's good. Glad. Are you ready for some movie trivia?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Okay. As always, my first question: what is movie?
What is movie?
What is movie? Tell me, Alice. What is movie? I'm so little. I don't know.
Movie, or what may also be known as a feature film, often, comes in video format. It may be somewhere between 100 to 120 frames per second. Often has audio, doesn't necessarily have to have audio, and can be displayed on a screen, in the very general format. I'm thinking way back in my training when it's like films were first invented and the very first films were just like girl with a dog walking down the street or like train Like how the very first horror movies were just like train coming really fast at the screen, and it was the early 1900s, and no one had ever seen that before, so they thought the train was going to run them over. Um, Stuff like that. So I think, very technically in terms of that is what movie is.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem literate.
Thank you.
What book should never be turned into a film?
Oh my God. I love this question. Um, I want to think I had an immediate gut answer, but I think that I feel like I should go with like a more general answer
No first
because I
thought, best
don't.
thought.
No, because I don't. I'm thinking of like there's this author that my friend I went to a book swap yesterday, and there's this author that my friends and I always talk about because she's very divisive. Um, and it's not the author I'm not thinking of is Colleen Hoover. Also, I don't necessarily think the Colleen Hoover books should be turned into movies, although I do know people that are on the crew of the Colleen Hoover book movies, so I guess they're giving people jobs and that's good for the economy, so whatever. But I had a gut reaction. What is a book that should never be turned into a movie?
That one.
I don't know. I don't know, man. Harry Potter.
Honestly,
Um,
yeah.
um,
Shouldn't have happened.
I'll text you my real answer later, but obviously like the author's not gonna like watch this, but like I have an answer where I'm genuinely like, oh, this author is very divisive but very popular,
Okay.
but I don't think
Is it
that
the
her
Apostle Paul?
no. No. My One Direction fan fiction from sixth grade.
Excellent. There it is. There's an
Yes, there's my
excellent joke
answer.
Um, all right. Okay. Let me find another. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. What filmmaker should next make a Marvel movie?
Sofia Coppola.
Sofia Coppola. Okay. I
No,
like that.
I'm kidding.
No, I
Um,
like that. I'm gonna corner you into it. Who would it be and what would it be about?
Sofia Coppola making a Marvel movie.
Yeah, who would she tackle?
Oh my God. Oh, actually, famously, I just am not really a Marvel head at all. So I don't know what Marvel movies have. Well, didn't they were going to make a Catwoman, or was that DC? I can't remember if Catwoman is Marvel or DC,
It
but
is
they were going to
Detective
make a cat.
Comics.
Okay, okay, because I remember there's a whole thing where like they made the movie and like they shelved it, and I feel so bad for that girl. So, anyways, um. Although, yeah, like I do think that would be really fun if she did like a kind of like, I don't know, Sophia Coppola's Captain Marvel.
Yeah. She's just
And
morose the whole
everything,
time.
yeah. There's just like a weird like film, like everything's like shot in 35 millimeter and it's like actually like really slow and beautiful.
Uh-huh. Oh, I would definitely watch that.
Yeah.
Who was your first character crush from a film? Was it
Oh
Piglet?
my God, my yes. No. Um, Honestly, my first character crush from a film, I think the real answer, I remember, well, obviously everyone says Mrs. Incredible, and I'm not different for that. But also she's a cartoon. I remember had a I remember like having a really were you in like the Drake and Josh generation?
Yeah.
I think I like definitely like had a crush on Drake, and then I also had a crush on Josh's girlfriend, and I was like, I want Josh's girlfriend from Drake and Josh to be my girlfriend. Um, and then I had a couple of crushes, but I can't remember like which one chronologically was my first.
Okay.
We can say Piglet though.
We can say Piglet though.
Again.
We can.
We can.
We can. I mean, we can do it. How many slaps in the face would you take in order to be in an A24 film?
Oh my God. 30, 40.
30? Okay.
Well, okay, actually, no, let me clarify. I would take I would take about like 1 to 2 slaps to be background. I would take like 15 slaps to have like a speaking role that's like a supporting speaking role, and to have like a leading role, I would take like over 30 slaps.
I I love this answer because in my mind, this is your agent negotiating the situation. Well, you know what? 30 slaps, above 30 slaps if she gets a lead role. But I don't
Listen,
know.
she'll take 15 slaps for supporting.
And that, of course, 15 slaps, 15% of that, I need 1.5 for me.
Yeah.
I get 1.5 slaps.
And that's just for me because that turns me on.
Yeah.
That's
boy. Based off of what you know about me, what do you think my favorite movie is?
oh my God, like ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm
I
always
feel like something. Okay, I'm gonna think on it for a second.
Mhm.
Something with excellent writing.
Oh.
You seem like kind of like an auteur head, honestly. But also probably something that's like really like genuinely funny.
The David
Oh
Lynch
yeah.
tote bag that I have. So yes, you are
Okay,
correct
so is
about
it
auteur head.
is it a David Lynch film? For
No.
some reason, I'm getting the feeling that like you might be a big like Coen Brothers person. Are you really into like Raising Arizona and like Fargo and stuff like that?
Can I tell you? I enjoy
Yeah.
the Brothers Coen, but
hmm
I've never seen one of their movies more than one time.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of watching Raising Arizona. I will say this, their best film, in my opinion, is Hudsucker Proxy. It is so funny.
Mm,
What a goofy time that one is, and I love it.
nice.
But I wouldn't say, I would say in general, I mean, it's hard being from Minnesota, and our relationship as a state with the Coen brothers is fraught. On the one hand, they brought, you
Money.
know, money, fame, acclaim to our part of America, but on the other hand, everyone goes, "Oh yeah," every time you mention it. So I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Fargo is to Minnesota what Departed is to Boston.
I thought Fargo took place in North Dakota.
They spend most. I
The
can
big
get into it if
sigh.
you want. They
No,
spend
no,
most of
it's
the time in
okay.
Duluth. It's
We have
fine.
to
It's
we have to keep pushing
we
on.
have to just.
We have to keep going.
All right.
I didn't realize that I was like gonna trigger something in you
Oh
by
yeah.
saying that.
I don't know why I would. It made me seem like such a know-it-all, but it's I don't know. As I said, our relationship
Okay.
is fraught. They're from there
Right.
though, so that's nice. It's nice to see two
Okay.
Jewish boys from St. Louis Park, succeed. Which actor would you want to spit in your mouth? Is my next
Kate
question for you.
McKinnon. No,
So quick.
no hesitation.
So quick. You know what? Same. Good for you. Was Ghostbusters formative for you?
Yeah.
That absolutely makes sense.
Extremely. Wow. Extremely. Yeah. No hesitation. No hesitation. There might be honestly like there are probably like a couple. Yeah, actually, this was so funny. I don't know why, I guess just like thinking about that from the question. I watched Bound in a group setting. I watched Bound with like 5 people. That was like so crazy. I actually still haven't seen Love Lies Bleeding. Oh, Kristen Stewart, obviously, but like everyone says
Yeah,
Kristen
duh.
Stewart.
Of course.
Duh.
Duh.
Everyone says Kristen Stewart. Anyways, let's continue.
Okay. Great. Cool. Finally, why is Austin Powers so sexy?
Because he's shagadelic.
Okay.
Duh.
Duh. Duh.
Duh.
And with that, we move on to the next segment, which is called Double Features, where I proffer up a film and you pick a film that is similar thematically but opposite in tone. So,
Okay.
to begin with, my offering up to you is Moulin Rouge.
Similar in theme, opposite in tone.
Correct.
Okay, so I think of like similar in theme. It's like very like hedonistic, very bright, very maximalist. You have like that Baz Luhrmann kind of like aesthetic. I'm gonna say Requiem for a Dream.
Two great tastes that go great together. I am fully on board with that. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right. How about this next one I'm gonna give you?
Sure.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay. Mrs. Doubtfire, you have beautiful trans representation.
Excellent. Stick with it. I'm there. I'm with you. Mind that vein. Go for it.
No, I don't. I actually have never seen Mrs. Doubtfire. Is that crazy?
No, you're doing yourself a favor, in my opinion.
Is it really not a good movie?
I love Robin. He is the reason I started acting in comedy. That movie is bad and has always been bad, but it came out in a time where we weren't talking about divorce in a meaningful way. And so
so like one of the main themes of the movie is divorce.
I would say the main theme is divorce. Yes.
Oh, okay. And then so my double feature answer will be Marriage Story then.
Can I tell you that rips actually? Again, very good. Oh, what a fun game. Okay. How about
you're gonna keep throwing them at me because you love my answers.
Yeah, I do. I think I'm gonna do one more rule of threes, and then we're gonna, move on to the main game.
Yeah.
But what film, pray tell, would you pair with Stuart Little?
Oh my God. Beautiful Rat in the City. I'm thinking like, well, because like Stuart Little like takes place so much like in New York, I'm thinking like maybe something rural, something where animals are still the main protagonist. I'm thinking maybe like Babe, not Babe, because Babe is happy. Maybe like Old Yeller.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
You don't like that. It makes you a little uncomfortable, I can tell.
That's really good. Has it come up in our conversations where I will use Old Yeller as a verb? Like,
no, actually, here's a funny thing that I posted to my close friend's story before we knew each other that well.
Okay.
I think I posted on my close friend's story, and I think the verbiage that I used in the post that I made was, I didn't really like Cowboy Carter that much, but I'm worried that if I tell the people in my improv class that, they'll take me out back and shoot me like Old Yeller.
That's very good.
I'm pretty sure that's what I posted to my close friends list, because like everyone was like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm not a country girl, but everyone was like, Cowboy Carter, and I was like, that's okay. But I was worried if I said that, they'd be like, fuck you.
I don't think anyone in our improv class would yell. But
they're very nice people.
They're lovely people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll say like we have to Old Yeller that idea. If I like don't like a pitch for like if I'm writing a sketch, I'm like, okay.
We have to Old Yeller this.
I have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Also, sometimes I'll say I have to go Old Yeller myself. Instead of like, oh God, I want to kill myself, I'll be like, I just gotta, or I'll say commit seppuku to like make it light, I
used to say that. I think I'm more of like if I'm having a really fucked up day and something happens, I'll be like, this is my 13th reason. But I feel like a lot of people say that.
That's also very good though. All right. Are you ready for the main game? The pitch.
I was born ready.
I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt it. let me refresh the page on randomwordgenerator.com, a website I use every time, but
I literally love using that when I'm like, I need to write a sketch right now, but I have no idea what to write about.
it's so good.
I've been doing that since college.
It's good. It's a great tool. It's, if anything, the internet should have been, it's this. The word I have received for us, this thank you, O Lord, for this bounty, is that of grass. 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 Yes. So I have a couple of notions where my mind goes, but I always defer to the guest because I don't want to stampede.
So I'm just thinking of like the initial mind map of like where, you know, like if grass is in like the center of this bubble, I'm thinking like nature, I'm thinking like lawnmower, I'm thinking like country, maybe like county fair. I'm thinking, you know, there's another one that's like suburbs, like gardening, topiaries, hedges. I'm thinking over the hedge. I'm thinking fertilizer, and like another thing, I'm thinking bugs. I'm thinking mating. I'm thinking, you know, the woods. I'm thinking zoos, you know, biodiversity, animals, plants, nature, creation, green. So these are just some of the words. God, like these are some of the words that are like coming to me.
All of which I agree with. The first thing that comes to mind is touching grass. Go touch grass.
Go touch grass.
Go touch grass. So in my mind, we can put these two things easily together, where we have someone who needs to go touch grass, and then they do. But maybe they're allergic to it.
But so what is the inciting incident for them that is like, I need to start my journey to go touch grass? Or maybe they have a fear. Maybe they have a fear of it.
They have a fear of grass.
Like someone that's afraid of grass.
Yes, I like that. A phobia of grass. A grass phobia.
Yeah. Or it could be like a Wall-E thing where it's like they live in like a concrete world and they've never seen grass before.
Ooh, I like that. So it's a big city and they've never seen grass, but they're heard of it.
Grass. Yes, the journey to find grass. The journey to smoke grass.
Oh, an obvious one we did not think about.
Think of that.
I thought of green ass before I thought of
the journey to find green ass.
Yeah, that's green ass and ham.
Just Shrek 2, baby. Green ass and
green ass and ham is Oh, that's absolutely nothing. Here's my thing. I kind of like setting this in the Shrekiverse is my thing. Now, obviously, I don't think the green.
Hey, like it's like a Shrek spinoff.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they had Puss in Boots. Now step aside for someone else from Shrek who needs to go touch grass. I think that the wolf that eats grandma is an incel, or a femcel, I should say, and everyone's concerned about her.
Sure.
And she needs to go touch grass. Too easy. Too easy.
Okay, so everyone is totally concerned about her. Yeah, and she needs to go touch grass. No, I mean, I think there's something there with like the what if the wolf. I don't know. I really have an interesting archetype. Maybe it's just because I've read a lot of Moshfegh. But I think like, yeah. So let's definitely go with this. And so like the wolf is a femcel. Or no, should we go back to like the person being afraid of grass?
I think I think grass phobia is far more interesting.
Okay, grass phobia.
Afraid of grass.
She's grass phobic. Is she also a femcel? Could it be like the boy that she wants to lose her virginity to is on the other side of a giant field of grass?
Yes. And so she both must literally and physically overcome this like hill. This is the
Yeah.
hill she might die on.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
so
And she
good.
like has to, yeah. And then so like how big is this field of grass? Like, because
Sorry.
you have to remember, like, we have to make this whole story. Yes, sorry.
I'm so sorry. Can the twist be? Can the third act twist be that it's the grassy knoll and it's that JFK is about to get shot?
Oh my God. That's so funny. How fucking deep fried is my brain that when you said the grassy knoll, the first thing that I thought of was not the historic event, but the DIY venue in Bushwick.
I like Pontius Pilate must wash my hands of that.
Oh my God. Okay, so, or she could have a massive crush on JFK.
I love that. Okay, so it's 19 whatever
No,
year.
she could be trying to summon the ghost of JFK. She
Could
could
we
be
like
really horny for the ghost of JFK.
I think though, to be honest, if I'm being honest with you, Alice, I think
Yeah.
that her
Be honest with me.
her having like a really big crush on JFK finally getting the courage to face her fear and watching him
And
just
then
get
going and then watching him get killed.
obliterated is
Yes.
like a really good punchline.
That is really good. It's also, yeah, it's like a fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, it's flirty.
When I think of JFK's head
That would be like
exploding, I think of fun and flirty.
But like one of the things that I think of though, like when I think of like screenwriting is that one of like something that I'm always telling people is one of the important things about like finishing your third act is you do want to give the audience what they want, but you have to give the audience what they want in a way that they're not going to expect it. So ultimately, she can be like, I want to lose my virginity, and I have a crush on JFK. I plan, or maybe not the virginity part. I don't know. It can be, an instance where we give the audience what they want and not the way they expect it. So maybe JFK gets assassinated, but she ends up with someone that looks like JFK afterwards.
Just JFK Jr. But yeah, I like that actually.
Yeah, like what if she ends up with Robert? I don't know. Yeah. Have you ever seen Clone High?
I have, yeah, I have indeed seen Clone High.
This is really giving Clone High energy, I feel like.
What about this? So I have two pitches for you. Number one, I don't mind at all. I like that idea. I think that's a very good idea. How do we feel, though, about her not having a crush on JFK, but Lee Harvey Oswald?
I like that even more.
Okay.
But then,
because
like, does she know that Lee Harvey Oswald is a serial killer? And does she think that he's just like, maybe she just like lives on the same street as him?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if she's just like, I have a crush on the boy next door, and the boy next door is Lee Harvey Oswald. And she's like, I can't wait to get Lee to notice me. I can't wait. I'm gonna wear my most beautiful dress, and Lee is gonna see me, and then she sees Lee, and then Lee kills the president.
What about this? He can't do it. He can't summon the energy to kill JFK. And she goes, I know what'll impress him if I squeeze the trigger.
Oh, so that is really bleak.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or
So
it's
I
an
guess,
accident and he goes to
we're
prison.
really getting into the weeds of character.
Sorry.
We're really getting into like the weeds of characterization, I feel like.
Sure.
With this kind of dilemma, right? So I think now it's a matter of who is this girl? Why does she have a crush on Lee? Who is she outside of this crush? How far is she willing to go to impress this crush? How innocent is she? Because we have the option of like she has no idea and she's so naive and oblivious that she has no idea Lee is trying to kill the president. Or she could be very in the know of what he's doing and kind of be like Harley Quinning it. I
Mm-hmm.
think that if we were to go with, my argument is kind of for the former. If we were to do like a because I think there's something I really love about just like the archetype of like the happy idiot in
Yeah.
comedy, and I think that's just a really fun character to play with if we were to do something like that.
I am fully with you. I think not knowing is almost 100% funnier than knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And just kind of watching things like unfold around her and she has no fucking idea what's going on.
Even when he
I would
kills
love to play this
JFK.
girl. This sounds like a really fun character to play.
Well, I've got good news. You get to do it. You get to play her now. You get to write her now. You get to play her now. Go for it.
Oh my god! Did you want? Oh, I had a second where I was like, "Do you want me to do it now?"
No. I'm just saying, like, you get to inform this character. You get to be her if you want. I think having her be oblivious is really good. Does she somehow, because there's that whole like obviously a million JFK theories. Is her naivete somehow responsible for JFK's death in an ironic way? And there actually is no way that Lee Harvey Oswald could have made that shot. Or is she just there on the day? How, is she involved with the actual assassination or not? Or is it just like sad that she loves Lee Harvey Oswald?
I think it would honestly, my idea that you're saying, like, as she, like, there are two options. There's the option where like she is actually the one that's responsible for JFK and she kills him by accident. Like, I don't know, maybe they're just like playing Russian roulette in the room or something. Or she could be so oblivious to the fact that he tries to kill JFK and then he's like, well, if you love me so much like you say that you do, you will let me hide in your house from the feds. I don't know, which one do you think? Like, do you know, like, if Lee Harvey Oswald was like, oh, Louise, if you say you love me as much as you do, you let me hide in the attic while the FBI goes looking for me because they'll never expect me to be like in your basement or something like that. And then she's just like feeding him cheese, like through a hole in the wall. Yeah. Is that too weird?
No, it's no, I like it. I like her feeding him
like
whole cheese. Yeah.
No, it's like literally like it's literally like, how many times can I stammer in one fucking sentence? God fucking damn it.
Let me tell you, Mary.
So here's the plot, right?
Okay.
She's like young. She's like 16. And she has such a crush on like an older gentleman. And she's like, I'm gonna make this man my husband one day. I'm so smitten with him. And at first he's like not buying it. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna wear my most beautiful dress to the rally and I'm gonna see him there because the whole town's gonna be there. And then she witnesses JFK's assassination. She watches him kill JFK. And that is actually the inciting incident. And then from there, he's like, he has no, like something happens where like he is like, well, you know what? This is turning into like JFK murder fanfic. Is that like really weird?
I think that's really normal for this day and age, to be honest. It just sounds like a weird episode of X-Files at this point.
Yeah. He's like, well, like if you love me half as much as you say you do when you confess, you will let me hide in your parents' like cellar in the house. And then she just kind of like keeps him as like a concubine. But then maybe the FBI eventually find him because we have to be sort of historically accurate here.
I mean, it could be like a Quentin Tarantino thing, where it's an alternative timeline. Not where
do you want to like go ahead, sorry.
Just like not the thing I said I thought was quite silly because like in Quentin Tarantino's it's like he's trying to write history. We're like, what if we never caught Lee Harvey Oswald? What if that's fine? But
What if
you were
Lee
about
Harvey
to say,
Oswald was the friends that we made along the way?
truly. I like this idea that it's like a weird fanfic where they get the wrong guy.
Yeah.
They take in the wrong guy. Lee Harvey Oswald did not kill JFK. It's this other guy that she's after. And they frame that Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah. She's like, how dare you say that my boyfriend killed the president?
Yeah, that's crazy. He was with me all day. We were fucking raw. What are you talking about?
we were hitting it raw in the barn, surrounded by hay.
Excuse me. That's my husband. I thought you said boyfriend. We recently got married and I got confused. And this whole time you just see the guy that shot JFK sweating bullets. Like, I guess this is what I have to do.
Can I be so honest? Like, whenever I like see a movie that takes place in the rural South and there's like a scene where someone's hitting it raw in a barn, I'm like, hey, can you actually be enjoying yourself surrounded by like hay and like the smells of manure? And...
yeah, dude.
But like, you know,
kind of thing all the time as well when like you see like a period piece and there's like a kiss and like no one's breath is good. Like,
oh, that's so true.
You know,
bitch, if I was back then, I would be grazing people's hands by the seaside. Imagine being a lesbian, urinating. I don't know. I'm just thinking a portrait of a lady on fire. Like grazing hands back then must have felt so fucking good. Like, I don't know.
I mean, yes, 100%. I agree.
As someone off topic, we're getting off topic.
Well, no. As someone who was homeschooled, grazing hands was a huge part for me as well because it was very chaste. Yeah, I was homeschooled. Yeah,
you were homeschooled.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I seem to have recovered nicely, I think, from the incident. So we are off topic. So is that what we want to go with? This historical fan fiction where they don't, how does it end though? Is it like a phantom thread where she's like, I'm in charge of you now?
I don't know if I feel like there has to be some sort of like historic event that actually happened, a bunch of shit that didn't actually happen, and then we end it with another historic event. So maybe they actually do get Lee and they put him in jail.
Okay.
Where there's like a Lee's been like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, my lover, I've been concocting this whole thing, and like she ends up finding out that it's like a whole ruse, and she like puts it all together, and she's like, well, no, and she like realizes, you know.
Can I tell you? I love that.
Yeah.
Because it turns her into every JFK conspiracy theorist. He's like, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The ankle's all wrong. And I think that's really funny and good. Okay. Where she's like, with a, bunch of strings and whatnot. I think that's very good. Does she turn him in?
No, I think he's like taken from her grasp. Mid-coitus. No, not mid-coitus. That's too much.
Can I tell you? I like that. Two things. One.
No, I don't like
No. I don't like the mid-coitus either. I think that's a bridge of Madison County too far. But I think that either he's taken from her grasp, or alternatively, she somehow becomes so insufferable to him that he goes, I would rather turn myself in.
I like that. I like that a lot. She's getting on his nerves so fucking much. She's like, are you mad at me?
Would you love me if I was a worm?
She keeps being like, she's like, babe, would you love me if I was a worm? Babe, do you think I'm pretty? Babe, like, do you want to like get married? Babe, why aren't you listening to me? Okay, I'll wait. Why aren't you listening to me? Babe, what's wrong with you? Babe, do you like this thing I just posted on Instagram? Okay, but why didn't you like it? Lee Harvey Oswald, why are you following other girls on Instagram? Lee. Lee, why didn't you view my story yet? You're really annoying me. Lee, do you want to go see Post Malone? Lee. Babe. Why didn't I get a good morning text?
Oh, that's really good.
Lee Harvey Oswald, would you still love me if I was a worm?
Oh, I like it. And then the end is him just like rushing off. Who do we get to play these characters, do you think?
Oh, I want to play that teenager. That's got to be such a fun fucking role.
Okay. Great.
And then let me Google a photo of Lee Harvey Oswald and I'll tell you what actor I think he could play him.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Nicholas Hoult.
Okay. I agree. Why not? Love a little.
Yeah.
And
am I crazy, right? I feel like Lee Harvey Oswald. No, maybe not Nicholas Hoult. Or am I crazy? I feel like maybe a little bit.
I'm gonna look
I'm
up.
just looking at photos of Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, a bit. He seems a little too narrow-faced, to be honest. He's very gaunt. Looking at Mr. Oswald here. He looks like somebody. He is quite handsome.
He is.
Who's the guy? Oh, he looks like Andrew Scott.
That's
what he looks
crazy.
like.
I don't see it. But
it's in the lips
really
and the
funny.
nose. It's in the lips and the nose, I think. He's got I'm misremembering. Who's the guy who plays the sad boy on Succession? Jeremy Strong. He looks like Jeremy Strong, and that would be really good casting.
That would be fucking hilarious. Perfect cast. Me and Jeremy Strong.
100%. And then I would suggest David Duchovny as the FBI agent trying to track him down.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. Who do you think should direct this flick?
Oh my god. You could direct it. Why not?
Thanks.
Yeah, you could like totally direct it, like if you like wanted to. No, I'm kidding. Who could direct it? Maybe what's a director that has like really good comedic timing? Be kind of funny if we did like a Coen Brothers one. I'm not gonna lie, be really.
That
funny.
Would be good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like a good fit.
Feels like a good fit. Are you ready? Then I have no notes from our feature. I think it should be called Lee Harvey Oswald, would you still love me if I was a worm?
Yeah.
Are you ready for our
I'm hella
lightning
ready.
round?
I'm so ready. Yes,
okay.
Lightning round.
Gonna refresh the page. Hope it doesn't crash my internet.
Okay.
Okay. Fade. 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 We both do the same word. I do one, you do one. A short pitch.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna say a word, then I'm gonna say a word, and then we're just gonna do a pitch from there.
No. We get the same word. I do a small pitch, you do a small pitch.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what's your small pitch for Fade?
For Fade, it's about a young man who wants to go to beauty school, and his family is giving him a hard time. And it's only after he starts interning at the local barber shop, giving people tights, fades, does he earn the respect of his family.
That's so funny because I was also going to do a pitch about fades, the barber shop, like getting a fade at the barber shop. But my thing was like a guy goes to a barber shop to get a fade, but then the barber gives him a really shitty lineup. So the guy ends up hiring a hitman to kill the barber.
That's very fucking funny. That's very good. No, Next up, we have host, AHOST, host.
I go first?
If you want, if you have something. If you don't, I have something as well.
Here, you go first.
Okay, so host for me is about. So it's set in the East Coast of America, and there's a rise in anti-Catholic sentiment from Irish Protestants in that region. And so a series of organized terrorists start hijacking the Eucharist for Mass. And they're stopping the host from getting there, and it's a crime thriller.
Oh, it's like a host.
Mm-hmm. Like the host.
Well, my pitch is it's like a restaurant, and so you have like the host and like the hostess. But they're also everyone that works there is also being hosted, and so the customers might not know it, but everyone at that restaurant that works there is possessed.
Ooh.
So that's my pitch.
I like that ghost restaurant.
Ghost
Next
restaurant.
we have Grow, GROW. Grow.
Oh my God, it's the county fair, and there are two lesbians, but they're not dating yet, but they're competing against each other to see who can grow the bigger cabbage.
Hell yeah.
For like a $500 reward. And so they're both trying to like and so it's like an enemies to lovers thing. Like, I can grow the bigger cabbage. No, I can grow the bigger cabbage. But then what they really grow is their love.
I like that a lot. That's very good.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm full of good ideas.
I think so. So for me, Grow is the only idea I have, unfortunately, is like an off-brand version of Glow, the wrestling show. What is it? What is it? What is it? Glorious Ladies of what? What is the acronym?
Of wrestling.
Of wrestling. So it'd be Glorious Ralph's. So you just have a bunch of middle-aged men named Ralph wrestling each other.
The Ralph Club.
Ralph Club. That's my pitch. Yours is so much stronger than mine at the end there, but it's been an absolute delight to do this with you. What would you like people who listen to this program to know about you?
I don't think I have anything to plug right now except fucking follow me on Instagram, why not? And cast me in your things. And I honestly don't really have that much to plug right now. So I'll give you back the time.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I speak now to you, the listener. You can support this podcast by going to tristanmiller.substack.com for early access to the episodes, along with a video of the episodes, along with a bonus podcast where I talk to people about their comfort movies called Movies to Fall Asleep To. And it's a sleep podcast. So if you're having a hard time falling asleep, you can listen to that. I'm going to release it publicly a couple episodes soon, I'm sure. But that's all I have. And thank you very much again for doing this. This was absolutely lovely.
Thank you. This was so fun. I love to laugh and gab with you.
How do you do?